All right, welcome, kings and queens. Have a seat. This is serious, y'all. We have got some talking to do. I am going to try my best to not waste any time. This is a news update regarding Huntsville City Councilman Deyvn Keith. It's official. It's been announced that he has turned himself in. I'm going to show you the video of the news coverage of him turning himself in. And the way they are prepping this is the second arrest within 1 week, within a 7-day time period. Now, here's the thing. I just want to go over some housekeeping items. For those of you who are tuned in, I recognize that this is a very sensitive topic. I'm going to ask you to mind your manners as I cover this topic. I cover a lot of topics, okay? And I try to do a fair and a neutral job of covering everything, okay? Disclaimer. I am Melody Cherie. So I want to put that out there just in case anyone has a sensitivity response toward my reporting and the fact that I'm even covering this, because sometimes we have to step outside of our emotions and just cover the news at hand. Now, if you know you're easily triggered and can become highly emotional regarding your fan faves, because Melody is my favorite, period. But some of you are not as objective when it comes to your feelings and your emotions. And if that is you, now will be your time to log off. For those of you who are just tuned in, or if you're new to the channel, welcome. I am Queen Shiba. I cover a variety of hot topics specific to reality television. But most importantly, I hone in on the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black experience. So what we're going to do first, we're going to go through the video of the news coverage of Deyvn turning himself in. And then I am going to read you word by word by word of the detailed police reports from both the police station, the Huntsville Police Department, and also the different Walmart locations. All right? Let's take a look.
Huntsville City Councilman Deyvn Keith arrested again. Yeah, he turned himself in while many of you were sleeping overnight on 4 shoplifting charges. 48's Megan Plaka joins us live from the Madison County Sheriff's Office this morning. So, Megan, these are additional charges added to one from last week.
That's right. Councilman Keith is now facing a total of 5 misdemeanor shoplifting charges in the Madison County Sheriff's Office. Representatives, they say that these are for each separate incidents. The SO representatives also say that Walmart corporate requested these new charges. Now, if you remember last week, Huntsville police officers were responding to an unrelated call at the Walmart on University. That's when their representatives say they were alerted to a suspected shoplifter. Officers reported they caught Keith shoplifting. That's when they filed that first shoplifting charge against Councilman Keith. He released a statement apologizing for failing to pay for a $20 pair of headphones. Now, the Madison County Sheriff's Office, they're going to be the ones handling this case. That's because they want to avoid any kind of conflict of interest being handled by the city. Reporting live from Huntsville, Megan Plotker, WAFF 48, on your side.
What are your thoughts? Try to be objective. What are your thoughts? Just based on what are you thinking? Because we haven't even gone over the details of any of this. I just want to know what your thoughts are. All right. Is this a lot? Is this a setup, in your opinion? What do you think is going on with all of this? That's the first thing. The second thing is, why do you believe all of this is going on? And of all the vocal people, because I know some people believe this is because he's extremely vocal in Huntsville. Why him? I'm trying to look at this objectively. We got to peel this apart. We got to peel this back layer by layer by layer. There's a lot of political, vocal men out there. Why do you think they're coming after him? Because there has to be a why other than being vocal. Some people don't want you being vocal about particular things, right? All right. So let's back up. Something just occurred to me. Now, when Martell posted what he posted on the post and delete, remember I talked about the stalking part. I talked about a lot. And I said, Martell's not clever enough, nor smart enough. We know that. He couldn't even write a speech, an acceptance speech on the behalf of his, deceased grandmother. We know Martell is not clever enough or smart enough to come up with this information on his own. Keep that in mind. Now we can assume that when Martell posted the post and delete regarding Deyvn and outing him, somebody tipped Martell off, in my opinion, regarding what was coming down the pipeline. Who do you think is feeding Martell information? Who is Martell connected with? And why is there a takedown strategy regarding Deyvn Keith? So we got to connect the dots between Martell and the liaison that's giving Martell this information. We know why Martell, of course, because if Deyvn is connected to Melody in any way, be it platonic or serious, he's going to have a problem. That's not the issue. We know that. Who's giving him this information? That's very detailed information. I'm going to assume he had it. Either somebody gave it to you or you tapped in somewhere you're not supposed to be, Martell. So we need to be looking at it from that angle. All right? Now, let's get into this detailed report. But before I go into that, let me ask you all, are y'all okay? Are y'all okay? Listen, this is a lot. Regardless of how I feel, who I support, this is a lot. Okay? What are your thoughts? All right, you guys, this is a 48 exclusive. This is a new document that describes over 30 alleged thefts by Huntsville City Councilman Deyvn Keith. I'm just reading you the article, and it was released today, probably about, I'm going to say, an hour ago. It says, WAFF, WAFF, I'm guessing that's the news station in Huntsville. WAFF 48 obtained exclusive, that's an inside source, exclusive new details in the shoplifting investigation of Huntsville City Councilman Deyvn Keith. A new document obtained on Wednesday, today, alleges the city councilman committed over 30 thefts across 3 Huntsville Walmart locations. Keith was booked into the Madison County Jail by deputies for a second time this week after his recent arrest at one of the Walmart locations in the named police document. Per the obtained document, an asset protection coach with Walmart notified officers with the Huntsville Police Department about a man who was later identified as Deyvn Keith stealing from 3 different Walmart locations. Keith allegedly shoplifted from the locations on dates ranging from November 14th, 2022 until last week. That's when he was arrested. This is all alleged until February 2nd, 2023. So we're looking at November, December, January, February. That's what they are claiming. That's 4 months. The thefts that were specifically outlined in the newly obtained document occurred at the Walmart at 6140 University Drive. In early January, a self-checkout host noticed that Keith had been skip scanning items at the self-checkout that he did not pay for his entire cart. Skip scanning is where an offender will intentionally not scan all of their items at the self-checkout. On January 5th, a self-checkout host identified Mr. Keith skip scanning items. So, that's January. Okay. They identified Mr. Keith skip scanning items at the self-checkout of this store. The checkout host saw that Mr. Keith did not pay for all of the items that he had in his cart and confronted him about it. The total value of this incident was $127.88. The self-checkout host then advised Mr. Keith to return to the kiosk and pay for the remainder of the items, to which Mr. Keith obliged. Oh, Deyvn. Okay. Following the incident that occurred in early January, Walmart launched an investigation into Keith as per standard protocol for customers suspected of skip scanning. Walmart searched Keith's credit card in its system, then reviewed the footage from each incident in which the card was used. Through the investigation, Walmart determined that the majority of the times that Mr. Keith went to Walmart, he committed theft by skip scanning. Staff determined that he had committed 15 thefts at Walmart on University Drive, totaling over $300 in stolen merchandise. The total amount for this store is $331.69. Video footage documenting these thefts has been recovered and produced by Walmart Loss Prevention. Oh my gosh, this is not good if this is true. The document shows that a large number of thefts were reported at different locations. The total amount of thefts that have been reported so far is 31 thefts. Now, my question is, damn, do all of these belong to Deyvn? Or are you just reporting thefts that were committed by Black men of all of the same description? Now, I'm trying to keep a benefit of the doubt, y'all. All right. So on Keith, we already know he was arrested February 2nd, last Thursday. He was accused of not scanning headphones priced at approximately $20. It goes on to say that loss prevention associates saw Mr. Keith enter the store to make a return to Walmart. He then used that same bag to conceal the headphones following his purchase approximately 15 minutes after he made his return. According to loss prevention at the self-checkout kiosk, after not scanning the headphones, Mr. Keith went to the bathroom in front of the store with his shopping cart and went inside the bathroom, leaving his shopping cart outside. Loss prevention associates then witnessed Mr. Keith exit the bathroom and proceed to bag some of the merchandise, including the headphones, inside of the Walmart bag he obtained from his return. Mr. Keith was then stopped by loss prevention when he passed all points of sale. Mr. Keith was then brought back to the loss prevention office, where he was later apprehended by Huntsville police. Fellow City Councilman Bill King commented on the ongoing investigation on Wednesday. Bill King says, "I commend the city, the attorney's office, municipal court, and the police department for arranging for outside agencies to handle this situation to avoid any perceived conflict of interest by the city." Oh, Lordy. A Walmart spokesperson said surveillance video will not be shared and referred all further questions to area law enforcement agencies. Keith posted the following statement on his Facebook page on Wednesday. "At the advice of my legal counsel, I will no longer be discussing my ongoing litigation. I have received a court date and I will give my final statement at tomorrow's city council meeting. More importantly, know that I love you all and I thank God for you." WAF 48 reached out to Keith for further comment, but he has not responded to our request. All right. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? For one time in a million, I am not going to share my thoughts. I want to know what your thoughts are.